poppin' people? Welcome to IDW Dudes. In this journal entry, we're going to continue to talk about ways to improve our mindset. Let's get right to it. If you haven't caught on yet, a lot of the things I talk about come from the 13 principles from the book Think and Grow Rich, written by Napoleon Hill. There's also a version that's narrated by Earl Nightingale, who also did some work with Napoleon Hill. He actually did a breakdown of each of the 13 principles, and a lot of the things that I talk about come from that narration of the book. I actually saved it. It's part of my YouTube channel, part of my, if you go to my playlist Motivation, it's one of the things that's in there. So if you just want a clean, uncut summarization of the book Think and Grow Rich, you can find it on my YouTube channel in that playlist. It's about 45 minutes long, but it will break down each of the 13 principles. I'm just trying to put it in, I want to say, in a more current format for us to understand, because of course, when he narrated, I believe this was in 1930s, 1940s, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of things have changed. So I try to give a more modern version of some of the lessons that were taught in that book, which are very much relevant today. Like, a lot of the most successful people in this world will tell you that Think and Grow Rich was one of the books that they read that kind of sparked their mind to get them geared towards success. And that's a lot of the things that I talk about in my videos, especially most recently, I want to say my past 3 videos have all been about mindset. And that's for a reason, because if you don't have your mindset ready for success, then you're not going to be successful. You have to prepare yourself. It's mentally challenging to go ahead and attack your goals day after day after day, because not many people actually get success or achieve success right away. Like, it takes time of doing the same thing over and over and over again and not getting the results that you want, but just knowing that it's coming. That's why it's important to have your mindset ready before you even start going on your path towards success. In this video, I'm going to talk more about the service or whatever job you're going to do for your success. In previous videos, I talked about desire, your why, your faith, you believing that you can actually do the things that you want to do. Now I'm going to talk about developing the skills, like what service, what job are you going to actually perform that's going to get you to be successful. Like, if you're going to be a successful salesman, are you going to be a teacher? Are you going to be an entrepreneur? You really have to hone your skills in those fields if you want to be successful. Like, you can't just go in it half-assed and think you're going to be successful. Like, no, you have to know your craft inside and out like no other. If you want to do real estate, you want to be the most knowledgeable real estate person that there is, and that takes dedication. Again, that's why I stress mindset, because if you don't attack what you want to do with all that vigor and all the passion, then it's not going to work out for you, and you're going to quit. And then you're going to feel like a failure. And nobody wants that. Everybody wants to succeed, and I'm just telling you the best way to go about it. Like, I'm not successful in everything that I do, but I know I give my all. I study, I'm constantly reading. Even doing this for me is actually helping me, because holding me accountable, because I'm doing these videos. Nobody's going to want to listen to me if there's no fruit behind all this work that I'm doing. So hopefully in the near future, I will be successful and people will actually go back and watch these videos and see what I was talking about. Remember, if you saw the first few videos, I talked about I'm doing this so I can journal my path to financial freedom through entrepreneurship. Like, this is my journey for everybody to witness, for you to see. Like, I didn't start off being super successful. I started from just wanting it. I had the desire for it, and I'm working for it now. So hopefully in the future, maybe 5-10 years from now, when I'm on somebody's show and you see me, you can actually go back to my old YouTube videos and see, like, yeah, this is what he was talking about. He started from here and look where he's at now. And I want the same thing for you. That's why I encourage starting dialogues with you guys. You leave comments. Like, if you have questions, I mean, don't be afraid to ask. Like, I'm an open book. I will answer your questions. I will share my knowledge. And I would only hope that you would do the same. If I ever met you on the street and you were doing something I wanted to do and I asked you a question, like, would you share that knowledge to help me be successful? Because that's how I feel. I get people asking me questions all the time. No, I'm not the most successful person. No, I'm not the most knowledgeable person. But they know if I have the answer, I'll give it to them, because that's just the type of person I am. Again, Honing your craft is super important. If you're in real estate, you want to know your market inside and out. You want to know the hot regions. You want to know the type of houses that are selling. You want to know what type of buyers are buying at the time. Or is it a wholesale market right now? Is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market? Like, what type of market is it? Being a real estate investor just means you have different strategies of profiting off real estate. It doesn't mean that you're an agent, you're strictly an agent, or you're a wholesaler or whatever. You need to be versed in different ways of making money in real estate. Tax liens, that's another way for you to make money in real estate. So there's so many ways you can go about it, and the important thing is that you have that knowledge. Like, I talk about knowledge all the time. Like, if you are ever on my IG page, IDW__INC, you'll see I talk a lot about having knowledge. People say knowledge is power, but no, knowledge is only power when there's actions behind that knowledge. Like, you could be as knowledgeable as you want, but if you're not doing anything with it, then where's the power come from? You have to actually do something. You have to execute on that knowledge for it to become power. There are a lot of ways for you to become knowledgeable. I mean, we are in the information age, so there's YouTube University that people like to call it. Just sit on YouTube and watch videos all day. Google is everybody's best friend. You can look up damn near everything on Google. There are so many different search engines that you could use. There are ways for you to increase your knowledge base on whatever subject or whatever profession that you want to attack. But it's important that you do those things. Try to learn something new every day. In the last journal entry, I talked about the morning routine. You can incorporate learning something new during your morning routine. I invest in audiobooks, so I listen to a lot of audiobooks. That's one of the things that I do in the morning while I'm working out. I listen to audiobooks. I listen to my I call it my subconscious contract. I talked about that previously. I think the first mindset episode is when I spoke on that, about you laying out your goals, what you're going to do to attain those goals, and when you're going to attain those goals by. That's what I call my subconscious contractor. I read that every morning during my morning routine, and then I go into either I'm listening to some motivational video or affirmation videos, or I'm listening to an audiobook. So I try my best to learn something new every day. And if you're doing a certain profession, make that something specialized towards that profession. Like, if you want to learn something new every day and you want to go into real estate, like I said, learn something new about real estate. Learn a different strategy, because you could be presented with a deal that you may not even know is a deal right now. But if you read that audiobook or you read whatever and you learn about that strategy, when you're presented with it, you can action upon it. That's power, right? Power comes from knowledge applied, right? So the more you know, the more you grow, right? And I'm not the only 80s baby probably out here, so don't act like that. Don't get to the point where you don't take action because you feel like, okay, you're not ready and you need to learn. Experience is your best teacher. Going out there and actually doing something and trying something, whether you fail or succeed, is going to be an experience for you and you're going to learn from it. So don't sit there and just wait for the perfect time, because the perfect time never comes. Learn about something and then try to apply it. Whether you get it right the first time is irrelevant, but if you keep going at it, then obviously eventually you'll get it, and that'll work wonders for your psyche. Like, once you try something that you learned and you accomplish it, then you know it's like, okay, I can do this. You start to build that confidence. Confidence is everything, and that goes back into belief. If you believe you can do something, you're going to consistently do it. You just have to have that belief. Like the Wright brothers, like, they just knew they could fly, right? Everybody would tell them that they crazy, but what happened? They're the flight brothers, right? Like, if they'd have had that defeatist attitude, like, well, so-and-so told me this isn't possible, or what I'm thinking isn't possible. No, they thought of something and they figured out a way to make that happen. And that's what you need to do. If you have a dream, if you have an idea, then you need to go ahead and make it happen. Don't think that it can't be done. Figure out a way to get it done. It's all in your head, but most people are so stuck on that, I'm scared to do this, I'm scared to fail, I don't want to look stupid. Well, you could look stupid with what you're doing right now, because I'm pretty sure you're not living a life that you want to be living right now. I mean, I'm not living a life I want to be living right now. I'm living a good life, but I strive for more. I want more. So I'm going to go after more, and I'm going to continue to go after more. No matter what setbacks I suffer, I'm always going to keep going for more, because that's just how I built myself up to be. Like, I wasn't always like this. There have been times I've had defeatist attitude where I just felt like, man, I'm too tired. I can't do it. I don't feel like it. There's been so many times that I didn't want to record videos. I didn't want to post to social media, nothing. But I know I have a goal in mind. It's things I want to do, so I'm working towards it. You need to ask yourself, like, what are you doing to work towards your goals? Like, are you constantly trying to learn a new craft? Or am I trying to perfect the craft that I have now so I can be the best at it? When you're the best at something, people seek you out for your knowledge, and you'll be amazed on how your life will change when you're at that point. I mean, another thing you can do to help yourself out is get around other successful people. If you want to do something, if you want to be an entrepreneur, get around other entrepreneurs. Like, if you want to open a restaurant, get around restaurant owners. I mean, if you want to sell cars, get around car salesmen. Whatever it is you want to do, learn from somebody that's already doing it. There's no point in reinventing the wheel and going in a totally different direction than you need to go in when there are meetup groups on social media, on Facebook, that you can join and get with like-minded people like yourself. I mean, because once you start getting around people like that, then you're a natural sponge. It's going to start rubbing off on you, and you're going to start moving in that direction. Plus, opportunities are going to be presented to you in that field that you want to be in, and that'll just expedite your mission. You'll be on your way because you'll have that specialized knowledge because you got somebody right there that's willing to help you. Most people are more than happy to share the knowledge that they have. You just got to ask the right questions and be in the right places with the people that know. If you're not moving towards achieving your goals, then what are you doing? If your life is not what you want it to be, then why are you chilling so much? Why are you always at the club? Why are you always doing this? Why are you always doing that? Like, what are you doing? I just ask yourself that. And I'm not here to be a Debbie Downer. I'm not telling anybody not to have fun, because I have fun all the time. Well, not all the time, but I have fun. Like, I like to go out. I hang out with my friends every now and again, but I know when to cut it short. I know when I have this to do, I'm doing this. If I have to write my next journal entry, if I have to work on my vending machine business, if I have to go look at a property, I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm not gonna sacrifice my future for the right now, because my future doesn't just affect me, it affects my loved ones, it affects my friends. All the rich, wealthy families that you see right now were not always rich and wealthy. It just took that one person to step out on faith and move in that direction towards success to change the entire trajectory of their entire family. So I don't mind giving it that shot, so to be that one. If I'm that one, awesome. If I'm not, then I pray to God that somebody in my lineage will be. And maybe it's starting with me giving these lessons. Maybe my son will see these videos that I'm putting out right now, and it'll spark something in his brain, and he'll become that one. I mean, but what is that for you? Do you want to be that one? I mean, or are you going to inspire that person in your family to be that one? Honestly, like, I want to be that one, but I want to make sure that those that are around me want that desire to be that one. I want my friends to feel that way. I want my brothers and sisters to feel that way. I want my cousins to feel that way. I want everybody around me to feel that way. And this is my journey, and I appreciate you taking time to be a part of it. What is your journey? What path are you on? Where's your mindset at? Like, what do you do to help yourself achieve your goals? I want to start a dialogue. Let's have a conversation. Leave a comment, but I appreciate you taking the time to actually watch this. If you found value in this content, I appreciate you if you share it. Hit the like button. If you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And again, thank you for being a part of this journey, and I'll see you in the next journal entry. Deuces.